Welcome to another edition of Bowie TV Sports Spotlight. During this hour, we're bringing you highlights from our shows focused on all things sports in the DMV. Please be sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms. First up on Pitt Sports Zone. Hear from Bowie State softball head coach Ed Powell, along with current players of the program about this upcoming season. Also, check out highlights and press conferences from the Washington Wizards' loss against the Utah Jazz on this part 2. Then, on Baltimore Ravens Rundown, check out the introductory press conference with newly signed outside linebacker Trey Hendrickson. Lastly, Candi Waller discusses the major free agency moves from the Washington Commanders on all Burgundy and gold everything. Don't go anywhere, and as always, enjoy this week's episode of Bowie TV Sports Spotlight. What's going on, everybody? You know what it is. I'm your host, Pitts. You are now joining the Pitts and Powell show. It's going down P Square. Me and Silky P's on the mic, ones and twos. What's going on, Coach?
Hey, nothing much, Terrence. I'm doing all right, man. How are you?
I'm blessed, man. I can't listen. We've talked about this moment. The week is finally here. The preparation is in. Now it's time to showcase the talents of Bowie State. How are you feeling this week?
Oh man, I'm feeling really good. You know, I thought we had a last week. It was a challenging week. As you know, we lost. We lost a really important person to our. Yeah, you know, I don't want to start off with that, but I do want to make recognition and make that we don't forget about last week was really tough for our players, but they shined through. They came through. You know. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we just kept keeping our head down and really, show well. They showed, a whole lot of emotion that went into last week, but it was a lot of, get ready and let's go. So
yeah. Yeah, and I definitely was going to touch on it. I didn't want to load a move, but because we were there, man, it was a tough week for sure because a lot of people don't know the personal relationship that I and Mr. Dowdy had outside of Bowie State and a confidant, a friend, somebody that I regularly talk to, such as I do with you, and it was I just didn't see that coming. I didn't see that coming at all. Yeah. So, rest in peace to Mr. Dowdy and. Definitely prayer for the student of Bowie State, the student athletes.
This time. Man. Yep. Yeah. Appreciate that.
Today we got a different setup for you guys, right? Today, we got the Bowie State softball ladies. We got some of the ladies. We don't got the whole squad, but we definitely want to let you hear from them, see the faces, know the names. You should already, but if you don't, here's a fresh reminder. So first, we're going to bring up two energetic spirits on the team that I think when you talk about Ryan and Margot, two individuals that, I think they have a knack for just being an uplifted beat and always on point with it. We're going to go ahead and bring in Ryan. How you doing today, Ryan?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm awesome. Thank you for asking. Thank you for joining us. And we're also going to go ahead and bring Margot to the stage.
Hello.
Hey, Margot.
Hey, Margot.
Hi.
This is funny, right? So this is the moment y'all can jump on Coach. Y'all get on Coach as much. No, I'm playing.
No, not this segment. Not this segment.
Have your way.
No. Ryan, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, Coach Powell.
Oh, shoot. Okay. All right.
So, all right, ladies, we're going to jump right into it, right? You ladies are questioning on something that has never been done before when it comes to HBCU softball. And before we get to that point, if we can just share a little bit about yourself and if you can describe the team's chemistry and how it plays a role in the success going in your wins and during the seasons for your three-peat.
Good call. Good question.
Ryan, you go first.
Okay, so I'm Ryan. I play outfield. I'm a senior. Yes, freshly a senior. Yes, very excited. I would say that team chemistry is one of the most important things. Everybody has a role to play. It doesn't matter whether that's base running, lifting up your teammates, or actually getting on the field for the whole seven. Um, when you're a teammate, it's really just being there for each other
Yeah.
before, like, even if you don't play the game, you supporting your family in a sense is the most important thing, because that's what helps win games.
Margot.
Good job.
I'm Margot. I'm a junior and I'm an outfielder. I'd say our team chemistry has definitely pushed us a lot to be successful, especially the past years that I've been on this team. I know towards the end of the season, we tend to get really, really close and we feel that family bond. And that's definitely helped us for communication, literally on and off the field. And then also just accountability towards each other has always pushed us to be better. You'll see people before practice and after practice working out, trying to get harder, but it's because our chemistry kind of wants us to get better. Like each and every one of us wants to see each other succeed. So I think that's definitely beneficial for us.
Coach, when you hear your players talk about the chemistry and the mold and the impact that it has on them as a team, and the fact that it's something that they look to hold on to, what does that mean to you as a coach?
Just means I recruited the right people. That's what it means. I mean, honestly, if I want to look at it that way, I just, they're handpicked, they were chosen, and for that reason, that's a major part of success, because we couldn't, you have to have the people to have success, and we got the right people, and they just speak it, so that's the key.
Margot, I'm gonna start with you on this question. How has Coach's leadership style evolved over the years?
I would say, I know personally for me, I'm more drawn to, and I listen better when it's more like a father figure kind of coaching me, because that's what I'm used to, because my dad used to be my coach.
Yeah.
And Coach Powell, I will say, he has changed over the years, but one thing that he has been consistent with is that father figure kind of role and always wanting you to get better. But he does it in a very, like, I don't know how to put it. He's just in a very fatherly way. It's very comforting. I can say that. He's definitely started off very strict, very hard on us, and it's always coming from a place of love and that he wants success from us and he wants the best out of us. But you can kind of see towards the end of the season, slowly starts to soften up a little bit, and that's been kind of very consistent for us, I'd say.
Absolutely. Ryan?
I would definitely agree with Margot. I will say that our freshman year was a lot stricter than it has been for the last. I do think he is taking it easy on them, but it's also a matter of he did have those leaders before to kind of guide us. So now it's more of I guess, seeing us on our level and understanding that we are different than, unfortunately, our elders. They are significantly, in my case, older than me. So just, I guess, learning us as players and understanding how to, I guess, reach us where we are so that we can be great. So just, again, a lot less strict than he was our freshman year. However, it has been very beneficial in us being able to put those wins together.
Ryan, you said something just now about the leadership that you ladies had on the team your freshman year. Now that you're a senior on the team, how have you relished in that role in making sure that the culture of the team is passed down to those coming up?
I would say it first starts off the field. I'm very adamant about being a student first. For me, at least, I know that my education is most important. So it starts there. When you are accountable and you hold yourself to that level off the field, that's the only way you can get on the field. Yeah. So that's where it starts first for me. And again, I think I'm more of a leader in that regard rather than on the field. I kind of look, again, towards my teammates for that support and that help when it comes to on the field, only because, again, I'm here. Like, I'm really there. I'm there for, like, support and vibes. I bring that the energy and just, hey, let's lock in, let's get it together. I am, I guess, strict when I need to be and playful when it's a good balance of the two, because again, reaching the freshmen and sophomore where they are is super important in their success and the continuance of their college careers. So just, again, learning your team and then knowing what you bring to the table is always important.
Listen.
Terrence y'all can hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, all right. So we just lost Terrence. So there you go. Oh, you
can
back.
Hear me now?
Yeah.
Jesus. So I apologize. I was double tapped. When you're on Do Not Disturb and they know you want and they call you right back. iPhone will let the call come right through.
Yeah.
So I was going to say was that Ryan, when I started, I talked about the energy, that I feel when I see, you ladies, because I've been around now for the last 5 years. And when I talk energy, you and Margot bring a different energy, right? Margot is that out front. She's photogenic. She's silly. And you are more like, don't take a picture of me, but I'm going to chat. I'm going to be loud and I'm going to do all of that. So you really just described everything that I said early on about you personally. Margot, if you want to go ahead and jump in to the question that Ryan had.
Yeah. I mean, for me, honestly, I know you say all those things, energetic, silly, photogenic, love that. But honestly, when I'm off the field, I'm more quiet and a little more reserved. But I know that when I step on that field, that's what the team needs me to be. And so I try to fill that role. So even though I may be, in some cases, more reserved or quiet or a little shy, I know that this is my time to bring out my voice. This is my time because this is where my team needs me to be. So that's where I step up. But also behind the scenes, I know it's important, especially for the freshmen, because, it's a new environment that they're stepping into and we want them to put their best foot forward. So I think just being a shoulder that you can lean on or somebody that you can go and relate to and talk to. And I don't want to coddle them, but I mean, my class, our freshman year was pretty rough. So I know kind of what they're going through, if not more. So if you need somebody to talk to or sympathize with, I'm there for you and I can help you kind of guide you through that in a way. So I'm more behind the scenes in that sense for the most part. But when it comes to game time, I'm definitely more vocal. I'm definitely more out there and I bring the energy out. So, yeah.
Ladies, I thank you very much for joining us tonight. Look forward to seeing you ladies this week in Georgia and showcasing your talents and letting the world know who Bowie State softball team is. Thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having
us. Thank you, guys. See you tomorrow.
So, Coach, as they're leaving off, and we're going to bring on two more players. We're going to bring on Errything and we're going to bring on Taylor. If you can, Coach, tell me what are your thoughts when you hear your players talk in regards to the tutelage that they came under and the help that the seniors on the team did for them and how they look to give that back.
I'm not surprised, like Ryan talked about. We were when they first came on the team, which was 3 years ago, we were still in building mode, so you go back 3 years ago, I was, I don't think I was that hard on them, but we were still building. And so the blocks hadn't been set, the cement hadn't been set, you know what I mean? So we were building, and to hear them go from, I seen them when they first came in as freshmen to now juniors and seniors. That's really special. That is really special. So yeah, I'm happy to hear that the growth, the growth and the maturity that where they are now. So yeah.
And now we bring on two more players. We have Errything Robinson and we have Taylor Dawkins joining us. Ladies, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for joining us. And so, Errything, we're going to go ahead and kick it off with you. Errything, is your mic muted? I believe?
Unmute yourself.
Oh, yep, there we go. She was trying to get off the easy way.
No. She won't talk. She won't talk. You ready?
So, Errything, And Taylor, how are you ladies doing today?
Good. How about you?
Taylor, don't sit there and be all subdued and quiet now, Taylor. Like that little soft good, that is not Taylor.
Yes.
So listen, because you did that, Taylor, I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
So let's talk about what we're going to do in this segment with you ladies is I want you ladies to give each other their flowers, right? And I want you to compliment the player that is on screen with you.
Hey, Juju. I actually covered you at Maryland a few years ago when you guys were on the junior young tournament team. How has your game changed since then? How have you evolved?
I feel like physically I've become more mature. Just growing my body and taking care of stuff off the court like diet and getting in the weight room and stuff like that. I feel like I've elevated my game and locked into that a little bit more. My confidence has grown. I'm just becoming more confident. That comes with gaining more strength as well. And I feel like I'm just becoming more mature and my feel for the game is growing as well, and just feeling for different things and making the next move and the quick decisions and stuff like that.
And when you see that you have a backcourt that's now led by Trey Young, how does that open up opportunities for you to get your game off?
It opens up a lot. I like to start my game by rebounding. Trey gets them up, a lot of threes up, so I just see that as more opportunities for me to get rebounds. So I mean, with a guy like that on the team, it's a great opportunity for me.
As you mentioned, rebounding is a skill of yours, but to have 20 in an NBA game, I mean, what do you attribute that to?
Just hustle, just wanting it. Not really the biggest guy out there. Just having heart and just doing what you do best and just trying to. I was just trying to just master and do things I'm already good at. Just not trying to do things that they don't want me to do and just trying to do my job at the highest level.
I know you told me you were trying to maximize your minutes with Raptors 905. Now you're with an NBA team getting a lot of minutes. So what's been your approach in that regard?
Yeah, first couple games, just trying to get my feet up under me. Not used to playing that many minutes. I feel like now I'm a little bit more comfortable toward the game and just different opponents and different feels for the game. Everybody out there is a threat at the same time, and just taking that into account and just doing my job at a high level. That's what I'm trying to go out there and do.
Great.
Hey, Juju. The Wizards, they're a team that are willing to develop players. What about this situation has allowed you to kind of get comfortable? Does it help you play more freely, knowing that is their focus?
Yeah, definitely. I just talked about this with somebody else. It's just a great group of guys. Got a little bit of young guys on the team that I'm familiar with, and Cam and Bub and stuff like that. I've played AU with and stuff. Got older guys like AD and Trey Young that can just really help me, and I've been nothing but a sponge since I've been here to both of those groups.
How has it been sort of reuniting with Bub? That's who I've seen you talk to the most, so what's kind of his advice been to you?
Just play my game. Him and Cam say the same thing. Just play my game and be aggressive, not be timid out there. It's okay to make mistakes. I'm still a rookie, and it's just all about getting better right now.
Going back to the rebounding, big game tonight, congratulations on that. You talked about the want-to behind it. Do you consider rebounding more of a skill or more of a mentality approach?
I feel like it's a little bit of both. It takes a lot of heart to do it. To do it at a high level, I feel like it's a lot of skill. A lot of want to do it and things like that. And other things, it comes with experience and knowing where the ball comes out the rim, knowing where guys want to shoot and knowing when the shot's going up and just kind of being able to wedge guys under the rim and a lot of technique that comes with it. I've been doing it since college, just trying to impact the game in any ways, and I feel like I haven't mastered it yet, but I'm working towards that and just trying to I'm trying to make that my niche.
Ben. Hey Juju, for a guy that grew up locally in the area here, Wizards basketball had a pretty prosperous run when you were younger. Now you're kind of a part of this culmination here of this team rebuilding. And tonight was a big night for this franchise with a guy that was a four-time All-Star being brought in. What does it mean to you to have as big of a night as you did on a night that's really big for this franchise's future?
It's great. All glory to God for this opportunity. Just playing like that with such a great guy on the court, as you said, is a blessing in itself, and I just give it all to God.
Brandon, go ahead.
Juju, I know you received some advice from some of your folks on the team today, but for young people that are paying attention to you right now, what are some advice that you can share for them after experiencing your first start this week as well, and now having a career high after this game?
Yeah, just stay ready. got the call about the opportunity with the Wizards on Thursday. I had to fly back to Canada or whatever and pack all my stuff on Friday. Got here Saturday for a game, and it's just kind of all been all over the place. Started on Monday, and just trying to take advantage of everything I'm getting handed to me. So just doing that, and if you do that and just take care of business off the court as well, you'll be fine.
Josh.
Juju, you haven't, as you just described, you haven't even been here a week yet. What's been the highlight?
The highlight, I'm not sure. It's just a lot going on right now. Just I guess being able, I've kind of not even grasped what's going on right now. Just it's all moving fast. Just trying to play my game right now. Just trying to get comfortable and get stated here in this new culture. And I'm just grateful.
And tonight, at what point in the game did you feel like you had it rolling, that you were at your best?
When I had got that dunk off the rebound, I was like, oh yeah, I'm here now. Like I just dunked the hell out of the ball and I just felt it, and yeah, it was just great from there. Why not?
What was it like running the pick and roll with Trey? You did that a few times this game. Being in the moment doing it, what was it like for you?
You know, it's great. Trey is such a willing passer, and also that's just a blessing and just a great attribute to his skills and whatever. Just being that much of a threat, being a scorer, and also on the other hand being a willing passer. There's not a lot of guards like that in this league, and it's just I'm trying to learn. Still got some kinks in our pick and roll offense, but we're just gonna smooth it out.
Take two more, Josh.
What's your first overall impression of the Wizards so far? Now that you've been here a couple games.
Great team, great organization. Great for developing guys. It's a lot of guys that came through here to become max players or guys that make a lot of money. They told me that from jump, just trying to maximize your talents or whatever, and I'm just trying to do that.
Great.
Juju, you talked about a lot going on. Your sister's played at a high level for a while now. Has she been able to impart any wisdom on you just as you've been going through this process? I know you were thrusting kind of fast.
Yeah. She, she hits me up every game before and after every game, just telling me what I need to do. Watches the game, tries to text me at halftime, just stuff like that. Just sometimes I gotta get her off of me a little bit, just try to tell her let me do what I do. But it's just great having a sister like that that's always on me and just trying to see the best for her brother, especially while she's busy doing the stuff that she's doing. Love her to death. Just great.
Appreciate it, Trey. How we doing? How you feeling?
Feel great.
Glad to hear it. You only get so many chances to, make a first impression, a new fan base, but you've done this before in Atlanta. Can you break us down the experience of that first game in front of a new audience and how it compares to your rookie season?
Yeah, it was very much similar as far as being anxious all day and not getting too much sleep last night. I was really looking forward to the day and just coming out here and shaking off, whatever rust I would have just from missing a few months of basketball and the speed of the game and just trying to find a rhythm with some of the guys that I've been seeing playing, and I just wanted to come out here and just have some fun and just get that first one out the way. It was a lot different than me being on a minutes restriction than my first year and being a rookie playing. I think I played 25, 30 minutes my first game at MSG. So I'm just happy I got this game out the way and just got to get out here and have some fun.
Sure. And based on the guys you got to play with, the guys we haven't yet gotten to play with, is there anyone you were excited to work with or anyone you were excited to work with tonight?
Everybody. I'm looking forward to working with everybody, especially, the guys that y'all, are accustomed to seeing on the court. A lot of the recent draft picks and all those guys. And, I was out there with Trey and Bub tonight. Obviously, Juju had a great game, an unbelievable game. I think he set a record for rookies. And, that's for this franchise and rebounds, that's big time. And, just getting out there and taking advantage of your opportunity, that's stuff that we're preaching in the locker room. So it was great to get out here and play with some of the guys.
Josh.
Trey, how did you feel like you played? I know you're your toughest. You are your own toughest critic.
Yeah.
Still.
For sure. I think I played pretty good. I think I played decent. My shots were online. I just didn't have enough legs under me. a few went in and out. I was glad my first 3 in the second half went in. I was mad at myself, but it was good. I mean, one of my turnovers went into one of the coach's hands when it should have went right into Bilal's shooting pocket, and he was wide open. But that's something that, I mean, I'll get even more. As the game went on, I feel like I threw a couple behind the back passes to my teammates, and they were better passes. But I mean, that's just part of getting the rust off, and I think I played pretty good though for my first one.
Did you get a sense? Well, to our perspective, there seemed to be more energy in the arena tonight.
Mm-hmm.
How much were you attuned to how the fans received you today?
Oh, I mean, I definitely felt the energy tonight. I mean, just from all the fans, every time I would sit down or be in the game or check into the game, and you definitely felt it. And that's what I want here. Like, I want the fans to feel involved a part of our winning in the future. But even now, like, be a part of, like, the growth and be a part of the young guys getting better, because this is the time that you get to see guys take the bumps and bruises and learn the game of the NBA. And as the years go on, you get to kind of see the fruits of that labor. So I think it's very important that not only me as a teammate, but everybody outside the building as fans, I mean, just really dive into this team. I mean, because this is a special group, and I really believe in the potential that we got with all the young guys and the future we got here.
Thank you. Trey, it's easy enough to kind of sit back as you knew that this day was coming for about a week now. But as it got closer and closer, now that you've gone through this day, did it kind of go as you would expect for yourself and trying to get that rust off and kind of just allow yourself to be in it and just embrace whatever kind of went for today?
For sure. So for me, I didn't necessarily come in today like putting an expectation on what I would do on the court or what numbers obviously I would get. Like I'm playing a restriction minutes, and so for me, I just want to go out there and whatever minutes I'm given, just to give it all to my teammates, have some fun, allow them to kind of know how I play, and like what I see, and try to make the game easier for them in certain spots of the floor. And so for me, it's more about just getting to learn my teammates as I'm playing in these games. Just I mean, just trying to see how I can make their lives easier and vice versa. They're gonna make my job a lot easier by finishing and being able to play a little bit more off the ball with Bug and Trey and some of those guys that are bringing the ball up, and Bilal. Like, so I'm able to play off those guys too. So it goes both ways for me being out there, and I didn't have really any expectation going into tonight, for sure.
You mentioned Juju in the game that he had. To be able to come here as quickly as he did, get thrown to the fire the way that he did, and just play with an even-keeled kind of confidence that he does, whether he is as confident as he looks out there or not, how difficult can that be for a rookie who's dealing with the type of players he's going with, especially playing in the paint?
Yeah, no, it's not easy. It's definitely not easy being thrown into the fire like this, and I don't care what anybody says. Every team in the NBA has some players. Every team in the NBA has players that can go off for 20, 30 points, and so every night you gotta bring it. And so being thrown into the fire like he has this last week, I mean, it's been great to see. And to be able to this being his third game and having this type of night, I know he's excited and he's happy. But his teammates are just as excited and happy for him as well. So hopefully he has more of these nights in the future for sure.
Trey, back here, we've seen the emotion from you on the bench, with your teammates supporting them, and even the ejection the other night. And so what did it mean to actually be out there with them on the court playing with them, and what was that moment like when you heard your name announced, welcome to Washington, and the fans going crazy for you?
Yeah, no, it was amazing. I knew I wasn't gonna get ejected tonight when I was playing, so I hope y'all was thinking the same thing. But for me, I just wanted to go out there and just have some fun, bring some energy. I knew the crowd was going to be bringing energy, which they did, and you could feel it from the beginning in warm-ups and even pregame. So I was just happy to be out there and playing, and I'm looking forward to playing some more games here. just getting to know my teammates even more. So that's the main focus for me. And I mean, and then to your second question, just getting introduced, like that was, I mean, you get to embrace it as a rookie in your first time, but like going to a new city and a new place, like I'm telling you, I'm living in the moment. Like I'm just so joyful, happy that I'm here in this situation, this city, and I just look forward to having some great moments here. And it's all about what we do on the court. I can't just sit up here and talk about it on a mic.
Welcome, guys. Thanks for coming. Excited to be here today. A special day for us. I think I've said before, team building is a journey that goes in a lot of different directions. We are so excited to welcome Trey here today, someone we played against, who has caused a lot of problems for us over the last 4 or 5 years. A guy that I've always admired as a player, relentless, great player, pass rusher, a game wrecker, guy that can take over games in critical situations and help us finish. And we are just very happy, and this is a great day for the Ravens.
Yeah, just to echo Eric, I'd like to welcome Trey and his family to the organization. This is a guy, again, game wrecker as a pass rusher, game wrecker as a run defender, one of the most dominant players in the National Football League. One of the things that stood out to me, since 2021, Trey is second in the NFL in fourth quarter sacks. There was a point in time this year where he was actually first. He missed a little bit of time, and Hunter ended up passing him up. But when we talk about being able to have a closer mentality and finish games and dominate in the fourth quarter, Trey is the epitome of that, how he's played the last 4 or 5 years. Couldn't be more excited to have him, and welcome to the family, Trey.
Thank you. I'm incredibly welcome, thankful for the kind words. All glory goes to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Thankful to this family, Steve, Eric, Jesse, Weave, these people that believe in me. I take a lot of pride in proving people that believe in me correct, and I look forward to doing that. And the standard is high here, and I'm excited for that challenge. And incredible defense, incredible people, and looking forward to the season.
Time for that, and why do you think Trey Hendrickson is the right player?
Well, I think, I think there's a lot of factors that go into it. We actually this year felt like we had more money than we normally have. Carried over more money this year. It was nice to have a little bit of a surplus. Normally we're trying to finagle more money all throughout the process of the spring. And this year we actually had a little bit of a nest egg. Added to that, I think that in looking at the draft, being positioned where we were, strategically it was going to be challenging to probably get a guy that we thought would come in right away and really impact us at the edge. Not to say that there won't be guys, but just looking at it, we felt like the guys that we would probably covet the most in the draft would be gone, maybe before 14. It's typically what happens. And we felt like this was a year to take a big swing. We saw some players that we thought could impact us. Trey being one of the main guys. And like I said, I love when you have a familiarity with a player that you played against. That really resonates with me as someone that spends his life evaluating, having to see these guys up close and personal. You guys know that I probably watch a lot of our games on the field a lot, and I have a chance to see these guys like up close and how they compete, what they're able to do in terms of the game. And Trey's always been somebody that has really impressed me in that regard. And I was talking to Trey the other day about the first time I saw him at the East-West practices. And, that's a game where I call that a sleeper game. There's a lot, it's not like the Senior Bowl. Guys go down there and maybe unheralded, maybe don't have quite the reputation of some of these big school guys, right? This guy was flying around. And that left an impression on me that week. and we did more work on him. We weren't able to get him in the draft, but I'm not surprised by the trajectory of his career and what he's been able to accomplish. And I think he's got a lot left in the tank. You know, I think one of the things about Trey is he impacted the games when he was in New Orleans, but it took him a while to get going, and so he's got fresh legs. Look at this guy, he's going to be ready to roll, and he's fresh, and he's healthy, and he's strong, and he's ready to do some damage, and I think that's a really important factor too.
Opponents. Does this feel a little sweeter today that you get to take Trey from Cincinnati?
I wouldn't say that. I mean, listen, two separate things. We're excited to add this guy. He's a hell of a player. He's going to bring great value to the team. I think the community's going to love him. They're going to love his family. And he's going to be a force multiplier. You know, on the other hand, I should say this, like, we have lost a lot of good players. And I mentioned this the other day. I love those guys. We love those guys. Those guys are Ravens, man. I've been texting some of those guys just to congratulate them. And I'm super proud of those players that we lost. I mean, I'm disappointed and sad, but I'm super proud too. And they're going to be players I rooted for, unless we have to play them. But I'm going to root for those guys every single week, and I'm confident that I'm going to be friends with those guys for the next, however many years I'm alive. But that's a tough part of this business. But it changes yearly, it changes daily, right? We've seen it. Things change quickly, and we're just so happy and fortunate that we could get Trey in here to help our team be its very best.
Considering the curves there.
Yeah, so like what I said, if you just go off the tape, that's the first thing. Again, we look at, he's whatever he is, 31, I'm 55 almost. I still feel fresh, but this guy, when you watch him, I think he's got, I don't know how many sacks in the last 3 years, 35, 36, 37 sacks in the last 3 years. I was on pace this year for double-digit sacks before he got hurt. I just watched the tape. He's quick, he's fast, he's aggressive, he's got great hand use, he can bend, he finishes, he chases, retraces, whatever you need him to do, he can do it. I love the passion he plays with. He knows our division, he's a student of the game, he knows the personnel, and listen, I've seen some of the best guys, especially at this position, play a very, very long time and do really well. We've had a few, and I think Trey's gonna be the next guy to do that for us.
Trey.
Well, it gives you a lot of flexibility. I think the whole idea on defense is to not be predictable and know that you can at times get pressure rushing 4, get pressure rushing 5, get pressure rushing 6. The threat of all those different things. Obviously, Trey's a guy that wins in a multitude of ways and has gotten a lot of sacks over the years in 3-man rushes, 4-man rushes, which allow you to then, target coverages, take away guys, handle that. Had a really good rush last year where I was at with guys being able to rush 4. So it's a major blessing to a guy designing defenses to know you got a guy like that can win with 4.
To that mindset.
Yeah, he's certainly a weapon. He's proven that. The sack numbers speak for themselves. And so there's a lot of different things that he can do for the defense. He's going to draw attention. So sometimes you have guys that draw attention, which he's done before, and then other guys have the opportunity to make plays. Then you have other guys start making plays, then less attention goes toward that. And then you want to get to the point where you can create as many one-on-one matchups for people as possible, being creative in how we operate, how we set our fronts. And we'll try to do as many things as possible to create opportunities for Trey to wreck the game.
Well, we had a flurry of activity this week. I want to thank, there's some of the people here today that helped with a lot of that paperwork and things over the last week. Nick and George and Mark and Jen and Sophie and everybody that have done a great job. It takes a village in free agency, and it's hectic, as you guys know, you have to cover it, right? It's a lot of moving parts and things change quickly. I'm looking forward to a quiet weekend actually with my wife, who hasn't probably seen me since the season ended in a lot of ways, with all the stuff we've had going on with the coaching stuff and then free agency, the combine. We've always been a draft-focused team, draft-centric. We have 11 picks. We've got a lot of work to do. It doesn't mean that we're not going to be looking at some players over the next couple of weeks. We will be, certainly. Probably have some players visit. We'll look at some guys. Are we going to go out and break the bank? Probably not. I think we've broken the bank in some ways over the last week. But we have opportunities to get better as a team with the draft. excited about where we stand. I think we filled some holes in the depth chart, which I know Coach Mentor likes. We don't have quite as many open boxes, and we've added a lot of talent at different important positions, which should make us more strategic and be more focused in the draft, which I think helps any decision maker, just in terms of targeting certain players and positions and just not having quite as many holes and different things. So, I think we'll get into the later part of this month. Our coaches going on pro days and working guys out, which is important. Our coaches are doing a lot of work on the draft and free agency still. Our scouts are busy. We will meet in April with our coaches to talk about the draft, which is probably our more significant set of meetings that we have. We'll get the board set up and we'll be ready to go. So I think we're excited about that and can't wait for the off-season program to start in a few weeks. I think it's April 6th or 7th, something like that. It'll be exciting this year, a new change with Jesse and the coaches and players. I know are excited. I've heard from a lot of players, so that's exciting as well. So I think this team's going to look different come September. We're excited about it. A lot of opportunities for us to get better, and we plan to do that.
I always ask this question: did the team get better? Has the team gotten better at the position? Absolutely. This was an area that they knew they needed to get better. This also lets you know that it wasn't necessarily just the injuries. They knew they needed to get better at edge.
Right.
And they are they're investing in edge in that position, or those that can use that versatility to help with edge. You're seeing just the overall uplifting, if you will, or kind of just upkeep of the line. You're seeing that effort and that investment going into what needs to happen at the line of scrimmage. You're seeing more so of definitely more than what was done last year, right? Because there were moves last year, but this one is now showing you got 2 years of body of work now. One where you experience some success, one not so much, but you still have a body of work of understanding where the league is headed. And one of the things that you all have heard me consistently talk about is in the last 2 Super Bowls, it has been very, very clear that what happens at the line of scrimmage in the trenches dictates your success for your defense. You've seen it. We've seen it. We saw the Seattle Seahawks do it this year. We saw the New England Patriots do it. You saw the Houston Texans do it the year prior. You saw the Eagles do it. When that disruption is happening up front, when you're able to collapse pockets, when you're able to get to the quarterback, cause that disruption that fizzles out plays, you have success. It overall, you got to get the football back. And with a healthy Jaden Daniels, we need to see Jaden get that football back. You got to get the defense off on third down. When you got that opportunity, take it, get them off the field, get your offense back on, control the clock, and run the numbers up. They're understand what I'm seeing just from the emphasis that they're putting on the line of scrimmage and these individuals that they are bringing in to really support the line, stop the run, all of that. I said, okay, they got the memo. They need to invest in what's happening in the trenches as soon as the ball snaps. That's what they're doing.
Well, you got to look at that too, because in the last 2 years, this team has been one of the worst in the league in stopping the run. Right? Everybody remember what happened. It happened with the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC Championship game. Right? So now when we go before the championship game, you can know what happened the week prior with Jamil Gibbs, right? In Detroit. If Ben Johnson starts keep running the football, it might not even make it to the NFC Championship game. We saw last year what every team that running backs that wasn't elite running backs, right, could run on this defense, right? So anybody who, if you get any insert running back, right, will pick up yards and have their career day against this defense. So when you bring in a new coordinator like Jones, and you bring it in, you got to look at the Minnesota defense where he came from. They was known for stopping the run, and you have to bring people in who are able to stop the run. You brought a Tim Settles back to help stop the run. You got 2 edge rushers to help stop the run. You have a safety. We haven't even gotten about Nick Cross yet, because again, a lot of what the up front happens. When the front does their job, the secondary is a little bit easier. But also when the secondary does their job, the defense can guide with your pass rushers and stuff, can get quarterbacks off their pedestals, off their placement, and make them run around for their life. And now you have edge rushers who can able to get the ball, get to the pass rushers, get to the quarterbacks and make sacks and make tackles. So I think they're building up a great defense, a good defense on paper, to a complete defense on paper, That's right, complete defense on paper. I never put the cart before the horse. Never put the cart before the horse. But on paper, what they're doing, they're building up a good defense, and they also building up some depth because you have multiple players in multiple areas that the depth is coming, right? So we have this area that the Washington Commanders are doing. Today, I thought they did well. Again, we talked about Clevion Chasen, like that, 7.5 sacks. Hey, you take 7.5 sacks, right? 7.5 sacks is a good number. We talk about 73% of pressure, having pressure, being able to pressure a quarterback, get him off his placement. Let's talk about Nick Cross, right? Nick Cross, a safety position. I played for the University of Maryland. Fast safety that can cover sideline to sideline. Had to cover runs a 4.3 40. So you have a safety who does not, and who I'm put it this way, a safety that can tackle too, right? A safety that can go ahead and lay there and lay the wood in the tackle. I'll be that guy because I love tackling. Our safeties last year did not tackle very well. This wasn't a good tackling team, and I think what they brought in good tackling people.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was one of the things that I was always complaining about. I said the people that everybody was complaining about were the only people that's tackling. And you got to get people in here that's going to tackle. Do you want them to tackle? Remember, I was talking about this earlier in the year, even in the offseason. If you are building a program and one of the key tenets of it is tackling, because I was like, is it the tackling or the takeaways? What do you want? Right? Because it looks like you got a team that doesn't know how to do one or the other. So what do you want them to do? First and foremost, they can tackle. These guys can tackle, right? Go look at the percentage of their missed tackles based on the snaps that they take, right? Based on the snaps that they're taking. I think that's a key thing that people miss. That's a key. Use your clues, everybody. A key number, a data point that sometimes people miss. Based on the snaps that you take, what is your percentage of missed tackles? And these guys have very low percentage that they've brought in. Very low. Very, very low. Based on the snaps that they take. And so, yes, speed, faster, all of that, right? But all these guys know how to tackle. That was an issue. That was just an issue, period. And we're dealing with a safety group. And remember, I talked a lot about the safety position group. Like, hey, this is flying under the radar. So you did see point blank period. Each did the group get better? Did the position groups get better? There's still questions. Yeah, ain't nobody. Hey, this is far from over. Use your clues. But there's still questions. They're not full answers yet. They're not full answers by far. But did they get better at the position groups? Yes.
When we talk about tackling, you talk about this team being a better tackling team. And we see they're doing a lot with defense. What I looked at today, and I saw nothing but defensive players. You got one tight end. We had a tight end. We'll get to him in a minute. When I saw them stacking up on the defense, my mind went to, Dan Quinn can't let happen this year what happened last year. Meaning I'm gonna make sure the defensive players, people are in position. I'm gonna eliminate all excuses. We're going to tackle, but we're also going to take the ball away because this team didn't have many turnovers last year neither, right? This team didn't have the turnovers last year neither. And you mentioned earlier when we was talking about it, you want to get Jaden Daniels the football back. You want to get him back the ball back in good position. So you have guys who fly around, who play fast, who can play physical, and who can get off the field on third down. This team was one of the worst teams on third down last year as well, right? Teams converted first downs on this team over and over and over again, had long drives and long possessions. So you want to be able to get that. So I'm thinking Dan Quinn and this staff is giving Durante Jones, they're giving them the pieces. And it also shows me that they're confident enough in what they have on offense for the most part. For as far as day one, your thoughts on them just continue to build on this defense and the mindset of Dan Quinn and Adam Peters?
Well, I want to continue to remind everybody that this program, one of the tenets of this program is competition.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to stay, you got to earn your keep. You got to earn your spot. And so I want that to not be forgotten, because that is a very important very important point. And I also think that this is just, something of, what do you need? What do you want to do? This is showing me not only is one of the tenets of your program competition, you want to get faster, you want to get younger. I mean, and that's what everybody is saying. Can I just be honest about that? That's what the whole entire league. Remember, I think I told you all that. That's all we kept hearing at media availabilities at combine. Everybody is saying it. It's a thing, right? And rightfully so, because we're in a space where the league is shifting. And so you're seeing a turn of the tide. And I was like, you need smarter people, you need smart people, and you do need faster people to just keep up with the Bijan Robinsons of the world, of just, you know what I mean? I mean, it's not going to get any easier to win a Super Bowl in this league. And we are seeing a shift. I told you all what happened this year, what Seattle did this year, what Mike McDonald did this year as a defensive play caller, head coach. I'm going to go back to that point that you made a moment ago. And being the first defensive play caller, head coach to win a Super Bowl. That's insane. But it also shows you a turn of the tide, that this is going back to defense winning championships. I mean, that almost been to a thing of the past, right? Oh, it's making a comeback, because that's what won the last two. That's really, in my opinion, the last two. It was clear. It was obvious. It was evident. And I think it's definitely clear now when we saw the two defensive performances from both teams. I know a lot of people were like, this game is boring. And I think I saw Richard Sherman may have posted about the game. And I said, oh, to somebody like me, this is a work of art, because it is showing, no, if you still get to that quarterback, hey, listen, and so yes, the Texans defense, they set the bar high. They set the bar high. Now, of course, we can learn a lot from the Texans, right? Because the defense set the bar high, but if your offense can't get going, hey, you ain't gonna win there either. But so it all has to work together. It all has to come together. And Dan Quinn is a defensive-minded coach. You need to beef up your side of the ball. I want to bring up a very important point, because we know that, Mike McDonald has a defensive coordinator. He's a defensive-minded coach. He calls the plays. Jesse Minter is the head coach of the Baltimore Ravens, defensive-minded coach. Yes, he has a coordinator. He's made it very clear that he calls the plays. We're seeing these head coaches, whatever they are calling the plays. Now, I'm not saying that was Aaron Glenn. He calls the plays. I want to use your clues and keep that under your hat and keep that on your radar. Because we're seeing these teams. I pay attention to patterns, and I pay attention to patterns and themes across teams that win consistently, or you see them do things that kind of change the way the league operates. And I'm not saying that Dan Quinn is going back to calling plays. I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is everybody else is, so why aren't you? That is what I'm saying. So that's not necessarily for discussion, but keep that in mind, because of many of these, and it goes back to the turning of the tide. We're seeing more new school approaches than some of the old school approaches. And it's going to be different. It's going to be interesting, because these head coaches are like, oh, no. That is my area of expertise. I call the plays, and I love it, quite frankly.
Well, some people want to put their own fate in their own hands. So want to put their own fate in their own hands. Taj says this, man, which is great. Good question here. It appears that this new defensive coordinator is doing a better job communicating to his GM what he needs for his defense to be successful. Every signing fits in a certain type. I
don't think that's the case. I mean, we all knew what they needed. I mean, it wasn't like, it's faster, younger.
But
that's what they did. You know what I mean? Faster, younger. They understood you have, because now, like I said, you have a body of work. The last 2 years under Dan Quinn's, under Joe Witt Jr., but under Dan Quinn's leadership, you've been poor at stopping the run. You need to get faster. You need to get younger. You need to get better at stopping the run. You got 2 years of work. So you got data. You got plenty of data. What are the themes? What are the patterns? It can show you right there where you need to get better. And they went out and got players that did that. Now, here's another thing that I also want you all to keep under the radar. This is very, very important point. The point about relentlessly teaching. Clearly, somewhere along the lines, the teaching part, the development part fell to the wayside. But now you're in a situation where you got to bring in people to do things that others should be able to do by now.
Yeah.
And so that's something else that I'm not letting them off the hook. I think they've done phenomenal, but they're doing phenomenal based on what clear needs are.
But I think to Taj's point here, I think to me, Taj, what I see is the point is that one, real quick, the Washington Commanders also signed defensive end Charles Amanahu from Kansas City today as well. So that's another defensive end that's coming in. Talk about the competition that you talked about, right? And Coach, I'm gonna get to your question too when we talk about competition. But text on Taj's comment. To me, what it seems like when it says when Durante Jones was having more communication with the GM, I look at it this way: you have a true defensive coordinator, right? I'm gonna be honest. Joe Witt wasn't a true defensive coordinator. You have a defensive coordinator who knows what type of player he wants. You have a defensive coordinator that knows and understands his system and not running Dan Quinn's system, right? Because let's be honest, Joe Witt was running Dan Quinn's system, and they didn't have the players. And Witt was kind of central. I'm not gonna say a yes man, but we said it all the time on the show. He wasn't elevated, ready for the job as of yet that we saw. But you have a guy who's been around great teachers, and he knows what type of athlete he wants, know what type of player he wants. He know what his defense needs. When you're a defensive coordinator and you're running your defense or the defense that you're getting ready to install, you know the players that you need. I need quicker, faster, stronger people at this position. I need this type of linebacker. I need this type of nose, defensive end, what they got. So, Taj, I get your question. Yes, I believe there's a lot of input. I believe that Durante Durante Jones is not sitting there being quiet, right? Like I think Joe Witt was the yes man. And I think Durante Jones
that's not accurate either. So I'm glad y'all have me here so I can inform you all. Let's be clear. The coordinator always has input, everybody.
Yeah.
And remember, last year was a time where I said perhaps they had too much input, right? Because you got so much input, somebody can't come in and say that's not, you're going away from it. Of course, the coordinators have input, as do the position coaches. That's something that I've talked about quite a bit on this show and quite a bit on my show as well. They all have input. They're all talking. They all get it. They all understand. I think you have somebody in a Durante Jones that is a better talent evaluator.
Cue that.
You know what I mean? So that's the key. This isn't about who's in the conversation. They all have conversation, right? You know what I mean? Yes. The difference lies in the skill set of being able to evaluate talent. That's what we're seeing happen here. Because I could assure you, the coordinators and position coaches absolutely have input on what they want. You got to establish the culture, establish the program, and you got to get the players to map to that. They're all talking. They talk all the time, right? But I think the difference is who is the better talent evaluator. Nobody is